Hi, everyone. Welcome. This is Jenny Wise, CEO of WiseMind, Soul Warrior, and I am so honored and grateful and excited to have Anita Scott on with us today. And she is one of our YTT or WiseMind Soul Warrior students and a yogi and a businesswoman. And if you want to take a chance and a moment just to introduce yourself and let us know, what brought you to Wise Mind Soul Warrior? What brought you to the training?
Yeah, like Jenny said, my name's Anita, and so many reasons that I decided to connect and join WiseMind. But just to give you a little background, Jenny and I connected years ago at Bond Brothers. I took one of her yoga classes, Yoga and Beer, and it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal, and it really stuck with me. I mean, Jenny's energy was amazing. During that time, I really needed some kind of like sister soul type connection. And just even through her yoga class and just the few touches that she gave me in class, I felt that connection. So reached out to Jenny, tried to find more yoga classes or other ways to connect to the yoga practice. And she introduced me to, I believe I did maybe like a 1 day how to handle stress type of seminar, and thought, okay, I found my people. Like, this is perfect. This is what I need in my life right now. And then honestly, just continuing to talk with you, Jenny, and working out different ways to keep Wise Mind in my life and kind of weave it in and balance it with being, working in a professional career, being a single mom, planning for new life changes, and also at the same time dealing with some pretty heavy stuff like grief and divorce. Grief over losing my father around the same time that I was getting divorced. And so all of that together and meeting Jenny during that time, it was like a perfect storm. I can say thanks to Jenny, I am where I am right now, as far as like a good place, peace of mind, and an appreciation, respect, and a love for yoga. I know that was a long answer. I have so much more to say, but that's pretty much what had me committed to my journey with Wise Mind.
Yeah, and it's so interesting too. And you and I have talked about this, and I've talked to other students about this. And I know you're a big believer in this, and I'm a big believer in this, that God in the universe brings the people together. Like, it is so much more up at this level, things that are happening, of why, like, you stepped into Bond Brothers. Like, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it, and like just the other women that have come into this group and how I've connected with each of them differently, that has brought us to this point, right? That has brought us to like you now being in part of the training.
Right.
And I remember, when I was teaching at Bond Brothers, even though I was teaching at a brewery, I was still teaching a very emotionally, spiritually, connected type practice. And I was still teaching more of like a slow flow to yin, more of a therapeutic style, as much as I could integrate that in at a community class, and then also like more of a beginner level style. And I feel like teaching there and actually teaching at the studio and some of the larger events that I've done, like pre-COVID, has given me such a broad opportunity. Like, I taught at the community classes at Lululemon before COVID happened, like when that was going on. And it's given me like an opportunity to like really connect with people that way, and then also just bring that therapeutic type style, and at a beginner level, right, where everybody felt comfortable and they were simply just connecting to their breath and moving their body,
Mhm.
right, with a simple flow
Yep.
that allowed you to just, get in beyond just the physical practice, right, to connect to the mind and the heart and the spirit, and to just really ground yourself with your breath. And that has been a huge, like, driving passion of mine to continue on this journey, right, of like bringing it to more people like you.
Mhm.
And even showing up, in a community class at Bond Brothers, of all places,
I know.
that if you're teaching in a certain way that people are really connecting, connecting to their self at a deeper level, that you can make, one yoga class can make a change anywhere, if that makes sense.
100%. Absolutely agree
Yeah.
with that.
So tell us a little bit, and I did want to mention, thank you. Like, I'm so, so grateful, like, to be able to hold space for you. And I know that you know me, like, I'm authentic, I'm genuine. I love each and every student that we have. And I'm so grateful to be here to support you, like, through all these transformations and healing and changing. And you and I have talked about this. I've had many, many, obviously similar changes, right? I've gone through a divorce. I'm a
Yep.
single mom. We've had similar, like, healing journeys. We both have been in corporate. I've had over 15 years in corporate. So you and I have connected on a lot of levels. We're both spiritual. We're both believers. Like, so there's a lot of things that we have in common. And so I felt like we connected, like, on such a deep level. And it was such a God thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Only the universe and God could, like, make all those dots come together. That,
Yes.
again, like, you showed up in Asheville in July, and you showed
Yes.
up in Raleigh in May, and you were
Yes.
able to make it to those retreats. And, like, a whole nother conversation is the fact that we were actually even able to run those this year. Because I can tell you, when I planned all that at the beginning of last year, I was, like, holding my breath and saying prayers that there wasn't another shutdown, and I was able to continue with offering
Right.
all the retreats that I had planned last year and all the immersions. So I'm so grateful that you all were able to be a part of that. So tell me, what has been your experience as far as, from a transformation perspective? What are some of the things that you've experienced in the training that has been transformative for you? Like, what are some of the tools, or maybe it's shadow work, maybe it's personal development work, maybe it's around your family of origin, maybe it's getting deeper into your meditation practice, or getting deeper into trusting your intuition, like letting go of your inner critic or perfectionism. Like, what do you feel like, really, like, your inner critic voice? I know we did some work in Asheville and you let some things go. What do
Yes.
you feel has been, like, the biggest, like, life-changing, things that have really benefited you from the training?
Honestly, there are a few, but I think the biggest one is really learning to take time out during the day, or just time out for myself,
Mhm.
because, and I'm not perfect at that. I don't always do it, but before this, it was just like go, go, go. And I could not figure out why. I just constantly felt like I was in a hamster wheel, or it was just never ending. So I think it's about breath work. In Asheville, I learned a lot. I feel like it really resonated and sat with me, the importance of breath work and meditation.
Mhm.
um, Shadow work kind of goes into my journaling, where I'm only spending about 5 minutes, but I say only because I am also spending 5 minutes a day journaling, and I used to never
Mhm.
even think about journaling. Like, it was just so hard for me to sit there quietly and do something that wasn't work or parenting.
Mhm.
So the importance of journaling has really kind of helped me to be a better parent, friend, and coworker, because I'm a lot more patient. I'm a
Mhm.
lot more confident in my abilities. I don't question myself as much. I'm still working on that, but I'm more comfortable with who I am and what I bring to the table. And I think that comes with meditation and breath work, because you are sort of forced to sit with yourself and become comfortable with yourself. And I've never really taken time out in my life to do that. And I already loved yoga, but I think I loved the aesthetic of it, to be able to say, oh, I do yoga, until I really put it into practice and made it like a non-negotiable. You and I talked about this a couple months ago, like at least giving myself an hour a week to start. And
Mhm.
once you do that and you add a little more, even if it's a 10-minute class that you find online, you start to realize you go a week without even having yoga, and it's different. It affects you. You feel it. So I wanted to get to that point for so long, and just having conversations with you, it took me, to really
Mhm.
connect with it and have that. So I think that that's also a big part that I took away with me. But I think those are my biggest takeaways, are the most
Mhm.
important takeaways that I've introduced into my life that's made it a lot better.
Yeah. Well, I'm so, so grateful, because I know this, like, I'm just telling my story and speaking my truth of what has worked for me. And I know I've seen the transformation in my own life. And so that's why I can speak from my own testimony of using yoga as a tool for transformation, but also as a tool for mental wellness
Mm-hmm.
and as a tool for what we call a sadhana self-care practice, which is for stress resilience and for emotional resilience. And it gives us that practice and that quiet time that we can have on a regular basis, right? That combination of moving your body and having the stillness in your mind and having the stillness of your heart and your soul to take, even if it's 5 to 15 minutes, right? If that's all you have in the entire day and you take 5 minutes of prayer meditation and that's all you do, that will make a huge difference in your entire day, just in that little bit of time. And so you've heard me talk about this, and I know I'll talk about it again, that there's just this big misconception about what yoga is. And that there's really 3 pillars, right? There's the physical asana practice, which is what most of the Western world knows yoga as, and people doing, crazy poses on Instagram and headstands and all that kind of stuff. And then there's meditation, which is huge. And then there's breath work, right? So a lot of times, as you know, that kind of breath work and meditation piece gets kind of put to the wayside. And oftentimes, until you get deeper into your practice, do you really start to explore breath work and meditation, right? So it's kind of like usually people start with more of an asana physical practice, right, and then eventually it gets deeper where you're wanting to learn more about meditation or breath work. And so I love to hear that you're actually starting to get into the meditation and the breath work, and that you're starting to create a sadhana practice, like your own self-care practice, and knowing the importance of a pause, right? Like to just be still, and that we don't have to be, like you said, running around,
right?
The syndrome, right? The mindfulness foundation of non-striving, right? Of non-doing, to just be. And I remember the first time I heard that phrase over 10 years ago, and it was like, oh my gosh, it was like mind-blowing, right? Because you and I can relate to this, coming from a recovering perfectionist, from an overachiever, from a busy syndrome, stress habit, addicted to being stressed all the time. My body just wanted to be in fight or flight all the time. And to go from that to who I am now, it's like night and day, 180 degrees, like the calmest I've been my whole life. And so I'm here to share that, you can be calm in the chaos. You can have a legacy of peace. You can change the thought patterns of loving yourself. And you've shared that too, of you can change how you feel about yourself just from these practices. And definitely journaling, like you said, is a huge part of this. And it's definitely a huge yoga psychology, yoga therapy technique. And it's effective. So I know you know this, but I'm sharing that with everybody else just to reiterate that there's all these different modalities and pieces and techniques that we're blending together for people, right? Absolutely. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your experience with kind of the format of how we run the training, as far as the retreats and the group coaching and getting to the learning management system, and going through the syllabus or the manual, or just kind of share what your experience has been with that so far.
So I'll start with the retreat, because that was my first time attending a yoga retreat, or really a retreat of that sort of any kind. And so that was a really amazing weekend. We spent the weekend in Asheville in July, which was a great time of year. Great group of women, aspiring yoga teachers, but also just women who are individuals who are looking for ways to integrate that practice into their life just to make it better, and find healthier ways to cope and get through everyday stressors. And it was really amazing to be in the same company of like-minded people who were going through similar issues or who had similar goals, and who were all connected to the idea of yoga being able to help them out of that. And it was awesome to be able to, I'm a vegetarian myself, so to be able to go to a retreat where it was plant-based was really amazing. All of the food was just so delicious, and it just kind of went along with the mindset that we were in. It was really healthy, organic, light food, warm, comforting soups. And we would start our day with meditation and yoga, and not just like 10 or 15 minutes. It was like we had a 90-minute practice of breath work and yoga, and just like connecting with ourselves. And then starting the day like that just kind of set the tone each day, and
Mhm.
taking time uninterrupted to be able to just reflect and journal and learn and experience different scents and feelings and hear other people's experiences. It was a beautiful weekend. Um, and it was also a tough weekend because haven't been used to sharing space with others. But by the end of the weekend, we were all so sad. We were not ready to go. We wanted another day.
Yeah.
So that part, and then sometimes at night, you want like a dessert or something, but not having that afterwards, I was like, wow, I really like got through that and just focused on what I really needed in life. And then one of the best parts was learning about Ayurveda and
Mhm.
learning how to incorporate that into your lifestyle, and different ways you can add healthy benefits through just like herbs and vitamins and natural cures and natural medicines and healing. And that was a big part of the program for me, about for the experience, was being able to have that weekend with the other
Mhm.
students. And then also we still stay pretty connected virtually. We have our Wednesday check-ins,
Mhm.
which are really like our group time, and Jenny's always giving us great information. We also have the Thursday nights that we had scheduled. I haven't been able to make those, but you have the option of the Wednesdays and Thursdays, which works pretty much for everyone's schedule. You have one during the day and one in the evening.
Mhm.
So those have been helpful. And then just the accessing the LMS and the online content, you have your choice. If you're a virtual learner, everything is outlined for you. You can
Mhm.
access it by module. You can go back to review it if you'd like. You can move through them all if you'd like, and then go back and review. You can also print them out and organize different binders for each module if that's a better way of staying organized and learning for you. That's something that I've considered doing. But it's a foolproof way of learning about the psychology of yoga, and either using it to become a yoga teacher, or really just using it to help yourself and share the knowledge to friends and family. You can't fail at it. And for someone like me who's super busy, who will give you an excuse of an excuse, like, I found a way to incorporate it, so you cannot fail at it.
Oh my gosh. I'm laughing because like all the conversations that we've
I
had
know.
and all like the lifting up I've done, right? Of encouraging you.
Yes.
Because I knew, and again, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it, and like trying not to get emotional because I could, like, I'm sitting here listening to you, right? And I'm like, and I'm going, she needs this. Like, oh
Yes.
my gosh, like, and just like feeling it, and knowing it. And so I was so glad that you took the leap, and I knew that this was going to help you.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that you took the leap and that
Yeah.
you're
Thank
here.
you for sticking with me.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like I said, I mean, we were like mirroring each
Yeah.
other, like the things and you describing and then me going, "Oh my gosh, like this is so going to help her like
Mhm.
in so many ways." And this because this work that we do is a lifelong journey, right?
Yeah.
The inner work that you do will be a lifetime.
Mhm.
And the healing process is not linear, right? It
Right.
goes kind of like
Right.
in a circle and all over. It's not like you check a box and you go done, in the linear process. Healing comes as it flows and as things come up that you're ready to heal and you're ready to release and transform. And until you're ready, but then there's the piece of it that's, the hashtag ready is a lie because we're never 100% ready for anything because the
Yeah.
ego will tell us that we're not,
Yeah.
right? The ego will say, and the resistance will say, you're not ready because the brain's job is to keep us safe. right? The brain's job is to keep us in our comfort zone, but there is no growth or healing without going outside your comfort zone. And
That's
so
true.
that's what the yoga and the journaling and the meditation and the breath work and the prayer,
Mhm.
that's what all those things allow you to do, is you're going outside your comfort zone. So you can release and you can detox, and then you can fully heal and you can move forward. Tell us about a little bit, with what you want to share, a little bit about the fire transformation that we did and what that was like for
Oh, that was really amazing. I've always like read about these type of experiences and ceremonies, or even just seen them in movies, and always have been drawn to it, thinking that looks like an amazing experience, just sort of cleansing out the bad. And
you.
the common theme throughout the weekend was really kind of focusing on behaviors or parts of us that we wanted to let go of. And so I had already kind of been thinking about, and we knew we were going to have to write a letter, kind of letting go of those feelings and why, and how we plan to incorporate positive feelings is sort of what I got from it. And so
Mhm.
I had already been in the weekend thinking, what was I going to let go of? Like, this is like my opportunity, because you can do it at home by yourself, and it's a great feeling and a great experience. But when you're with like-minded people, and we've got the
Mhm.
fire going, and we're outside, and everyone's spent a weekend thinking about their letter, like, that was a very strong moment. So we were given a couple hours to disperse and kind of spread out and
Mhm.
find a spot that was right for us to be able to write our letters to each other. And then we had the option to read it out loud. And surprisingly, we all read our letters out loud. And I
Mhm.
do not like to speak in front of groups. I mean, right now I'm very comfortable because the group is me. And
Right.
so I can't see anyone, but just even being in the small group, I think we might have had maybe 12 or 15, I don't know.
Mhm.
But I was so nervous. And then to be able to have to share your most vulnerable parts of you, but you get to a point where you're ready to let go of that
Mhm.
so much that you and the other people with you, you feel so much support from them that it just feels right.
Mhm.
And so my letter focused on letting go of feelings like anger, and
Mhm.
resentment, sort of holding on to negative experiences that I had been through, and feeling
Mhm.
like I had been wronged, or, that person hadn't apologized to me, or maybe I hadn't gotten to say one last goodbye before that person passed away. And so I was sort of
Mhm.
holding on to these negative feelings, and I was able to let them all out. And it was pretty emotional because I could feel my voice changing at certain parts of the letter and with certain words, like when I let go of anger, resentment, and self doubt,
Mhm.
self criticism, and all of that. And it felt like I was really just getting it out and saying, okay, this is going to be day one of letting all that go and forgetting it and moving forward with the positive. And an amazing moment. I have pictures. I still look back at the pictures. Um,
I know, I know. I'm gonna post. I need to post some of those pictures too.
yeah,
We posted some this summer, and I'll definitely post some more.
yeah.
Because we have some pictures of like me praying with you, because
Ah,
it's really interesting too. Because I was so proud. Like I can't even like put words to it. Of like I was so proud of each and every one of you and how everybody stepped up. Like you said, every single person read their letter,
yep.
and every single person burned it,
Hmm.
and burned it in the fire transformation. And I can't remember off the top of my head who even went first. I don't know. Do you remember who went
Either.
first?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I can't remember who went first. I wish I could remember
And
that.
also it was raining, so it was like the perfect, like, it was beautiful.
I would say, Cami, let us know if you can remember who went first,
Yeah.
because Cami's on here too. Um, and just the whole thing. I wish I had my sword here. The sword that we used to like
Yes, that
go
was
this way,
yes,
claiming it.
that
The
was a
there,
yes.
it, like claim letting it go. And that was so powerful. And then also like anointing you guys. Like I actually just oil
Mhm,
anointed you
mhm.
guys.
I think
And
that's the part that made me the most emotional.
yeah, and I didn't know. I mean, like I kind of had an idea. Like I had an idea of the anointing. I had the idea I want you guys to do the, to claim it, that you're letting it go, to let go, burn the letter. I had an idea in my mind of like how the ceremony was going to go. And I had done like anointing with graduation ceremonies. Like when we did our 200 training, every one of those, each of those trainees were anointed. And we would put oil on their forehead, on their hands, we'd start on their feet, their hands, their forehead, and then I would like place my hand on their heart. And it just like one of those things that organically, intuitively just happened. And then like when I was praying with you guys, like I was praying over you guys, like it just like, you want to call it like the Holy Spirit, you want to call it, intuition, the spirit, whatever it was, it was there that day. When we did that ceremony. And because I remember afterwards, like I was like so tired.
We were all crying, and remember,
drained because I was putting my hands on everybody, and I was almost like I was doing like Reiki in some ways. I don't know how to describe it, because I was putting hands on everyone the whole time. I was always touching them, like putting my hand on their back, or I was like, like leaning down with you, like when we were at the, and again, that was all like just intuitively. I was just like there with you guys and like just pouring that love, that unconditional love into you guys. And I'm so grateful that I was able to be a vessel and a guide for you guys, because that's what I was. I was a vessel of spirit and God, and I was a guide. That's all it was, right? It was, but I am grateful that I've done the work, that I was open enough, right, to be able to let that flow and then let it flow into you, because if I wouldn't have done the healing work that I've done, that my heart chakra and my soul and all that was not as open as it is, and released the things I have, I couldn't be a vessel like that for you guys. If that makes sense.
Yes.
And so I'm so honored, really, and grateful to, because it was as powerful for me as it was for each and every one of you, for me to witness you guys, to be there and hold space and witness like each and every one of you. I was so proud of you guys. Like I can't even put words to that. Like
it was amazing.
What that was like on my end, watching each of you.
Right.
Without me getting emotional.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
and we did have the happy moment afterwards where we had fudge together and bonded.
Yes.
So that was awesome.
We did.
Let's throw that in there.
We did. And that was so much fun. And Ramesh is amazing. He's a guest teacher, and he will be teaching for us actually in February. He's going to be teaching about Tantra yoga in February, and he will still be, part of the program this year. And I'm so grateful for my connection with Ramesh and the Prana Institute, and my experience with the whole healing and detoxing and plant-based healing modalities. As I've shared, he helped me with getting my mind and body back on track in 2020, when I was really struggling with brain fog and achy joints and chronic fatigue. And I had to do something really serious to get myself back on track. And so I did 30 days of juicing and cleansing. And I'm so grateful for that experience, because that was one of the many things that brought us to Asheville last summer.
Right.
So again, it's another universe, right? Another universe thing that put all this together.
Yes.
Okay. So, so one last piece. So tell everyone like your experience when you and I were connecting, when we first started talking about the yoga teacher training, WiseMind Soul Warrior. We did a consultation, right? I always offer a free consultation, because people always have questions. We want to make sure it's a good fit. We're a good fit. They're in a space of, ready to change and ready to do this work. And what questions they have for me, and just making sure it's all a good fit. So if you can kind of share your experience with what that was like with meeting with me, with the group, that would be amazing.
Yes. I felt like that was my chance to just kind of ask everything before committing. And really just to kind of be in a safe space and be candid about what can I expect from the program and what will be expected of me in order to get the benefit. Because I knew it wasn't something that I could just sign up for and kind of skim through. And so I needed to be realistic about like, well, how much time will I have to commit, and are there expectations? And so I felt like you were extremely clear during that call, and I had the space and the time to be able to ask all the questions that I had. I mean, I wanted to know everything as far as like, would I be able to afford this? And the answer is yes, because I'm here. Would I be able to fit this into my schedule, working full time and also being a single mom to two teenagers who are very active? And Jenny was able to just kind of break it down and let me know, different life experiences or situations of other people in the group who are successful at it. And so hearing that and being able to relate and just being able to put that out there to her and let her know that that's the situation that I'm in made me very comfortable. And then just kind of asking questions about what what kind of things can I expect? Will we connect on a daily basis, or will I have sort of like a partner, or will we go on trips? And I have felt like I had all of that information up front. I mean, we even had text messages afterwards because I had questions, and Jenny was, you know, gracious enough to go ahead and answer them for me even after our consultation. So, I mean, I feel like that is the most important step before you commit, because it's a very open and honest conversation where you're able to get any information you need if there's any hesitation before joining the program.
Well, thank you. And you know me, obviously, but not everybody else out there knows me, that it's going to be like just a conversation about, tell me where you are now, tell me where you want to go, what are you struggling with? Could this be a good program for you to get you to the next level of healing and to work through letting go these patterns that aren't serving you anymore? And that's pretty much in a nutshell. And and if the person's ready, if they're really wanting to change, they're wanting to do this deep inner work, whether they want to be a yoga teacher or not, right? You don't have to want to be a yoga teacher of any kind. This training is just as, like you shared, just as much for personal development and healing and going through the yoga psychology as learning it as part of living your life. And learning stress resilience and emotional resilience, I think, is two of the biggest things. Or whether you decide to teach or not, right? Or there's going to be some folks that they decide to teach at some point, but it might be breath work or meditation or mindfulness or yoga psychology or stress resilience or emotional resilience skills, right? There's so many different things from the training that you can teach that is beyond just teaching a physical yoga practice, right?
Yes.
So, and whether you are, again, a corporate person like Anita who works full time, whether you're a single mom, whether you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, or you're a yoga teacher now who's looking to get your 300 certification, we've got a mix of all different, right? We've got yoga teachers and we've got wellness coaches and we've got full-time corporate women like Anita and others, and a mix all in between.
Right.
And I will say too that some women in the group are moms, some women are not, some are single, some are married. There's a mix of different, some like you and I have gone through a divorce. There's others in the group too. And it's interesting too, because we have this mix, but we all have these certain things in common, right? Of like wanting to do this healing work and wanting to let go of the things that aren't serving us anymore and really be able to heal, right? I mean, that's really the bottom line. So
yeah,
I feel like that's what we all have in common. And whether you're letting go of the perfectionist, you're letting go of the overachiever, you're letting go of the taskmaster inner critic voice, I don't do enough, the busy syndrome, the stress habit, the inner mean girl, if that's your thing, I'm not enough.
Right. Yeah.
The imposter syndrome, who do you think you are?
Right.
And like you shared, it could be struggling with emotions. Like we talk a lot about emotional reactivity and teaching yourself to be grounded and to be in wise mind instead of emotion mind, right? So you've heard me talk about this. Emotion mind is when we get too far into anger or sadness, where we're going to say and do things when we're in emotion mind that we wish we're going to regret.
Yeah.
So being able to pause between stimulus and response, and that's a lot of what meditation and yoga, breath work helps you do. And so it affects, like you said, everything in your life, your relationships,
Yep.
If
Oh,
you're a
yeah.
mom, having patience, like you shared, having patience as a mom, um, in your business, in your career, it affects all areas of your life. And
Mhm.
I think to me, the biggest part is using those skills off the mat. That's where the work really is when you step off the mat and you use those skills in your everyday life, right?
Yes.
That's really what we're about, is teaching you guys to have these skills. Like, you're your own best yoga teacher, your own best coach, your own best therapist, that you know your mind and body and your breath awareness and what you need on any given day. So that's really about, like, the sadhana self-care practice, is you
Mhm.
learn, what do I need today? Do I need to do more journaling today? Do I need to do a yin practice where I'm just going to sit? Do I need to do more of a flow? Do I need to go outside and walk today? Do I need a little bit more meditation? Maybe I need a little prayer. Maybe I need some time with God this
Yep.
morning. Like, whatever that thing is that your mind, body, and soul is calling for, and then be able to really listen to that and then take aligned action to do it, to give yourself those things that you need,
Yeah.
especially during this time, during the pandemic.
Oh my gosh,
We all
100%.
need more self-care. We all need, like, to be more
Yeah.
gentle with ourselves,
Yeah.
and to be what we call mindful self-compassion,
Yes.
and learn to be gentle with yourself and more kind to yourself. That
Mhm.
is a huge part of what we want to teach you guys, because too many of us beat ourselves up and self-sabotage and inner critic, and we
And there's
allow.
already so much going on.
Oh yeah, we don't need to be adding any more
No.
than
No.
what the mind naturally does, right?
Yeah.
The negative bias in our mind already does.
Right.
We definitely don't need to add to any of that. So I want to be able to teach everyone to be calm in the chaos, to have a legacy of peace, and to do this intergenerational healing that's going to make a difference now, and it'll make a difference in your kids' lives, for those of you that are moms, and future generations. It's like, every single one of us that does this healing work, we are attributing to healing the world, one
Yes.
person at a time. One meditation, one prayer, one breath work, one yoga practice at a time.
Mhm. Yep. Yes.
That is what we're doing, right? And so this is important work. It is important work.
Mhm.
And I'm super passionate about it. I could talk about it all day.
I could too. Yes.
And I know you're passionate about it, and I know you care about, the practice,
Right.
and I can't wait to see what you do with all of this. Like, us talking 6 months
Yes.
from now, a year from now.
Yeah.
I know you're going to do amazing stuff, and I cannot wait to see how you use it and how you may end up helping other people with it as
Yeah.
well. I can't wait to see how each and every one of you use
I'm
the
excited
training,
also.
because you each are going through your own
Yeah.
transformation, right?
Yeah.
And your own healing and your
Mhm.
own journey, because everybody has a unique journey. So I just can't wait to hear how you continue to use your story, and your uniqueness, and how you're going to share that, because I know as you continue to heal, will start to open up.
Yes, and I'm already starting to feel that, so I'm excited to just keep it going and see, what the future looks like. I've made plans and I have ideas, but I just wanna kinda go with it and see where the practice and the learning takes me because it's such a good place to be in.
Yeah, and I am, again, so proud of you and each and every person in this training, to just sit back and watch you all, because it's such an honor to, again, to sit back and be watching, observing all of you, and the
Mhm.
fact that you're getting remarried, and,
Yes, very excited.
and the fact that all these things are happening for you. And I hope that we'll be able to do, the retreat I'm looking to set up in, Lake Junaska, if I'm saying that correctly. It's actually a Christian based retreat center that's in Asheville, and so we're going to be offering one retreat in the spring there. We'll offer a pop up in Raleigh, and then we'll offer the Prana Institute will be in the fall.
Mm,
So students will have a choice between which retreat that they want to attend
mhm.
this year, and so I'm really excited about that, to see
I'm excited.
why and who kind of goes which direction with the different retreats. And yeah, I'm super excited. So I'm going to get into teaching about the Heal, Detox, Transform method. So
Okay.
we can talk a little bit more about that. Do you have anything else that you want to share before I let you kind of jump off?
No, I just, thank you for having me and letting me share my experience and a little bit about my story. And I'll just end with, if anyone is considering beginning this journey, you deserve it and you are worthy of it. And it is your time. I mean, there is no time like right now, and you can make it happen. Things will fall into place. Like, do it. Do it.
Well, one last time, just a quick snippet, like a 1 minute thing. Can you just share one more time about your experience, a short snippet of working with me, the consultation that we did?
Yes, just the experience of, like, what that was like?
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just,
Short.
it was a very open, honest experience. I felt like that was a safe place, an open space for me to kind of ask whatever questions I had, any hesitations that I had, and mostly get information about what would be expected, of the program, of me, and what I could expect out of the program. Um and really just to kind of think about what I wanted to take away from this and how important this was going to be. Like, how much of an emphasis and importance was I going to be able to place on this,
Hmm.
to make it really work out for me? And that consultation really answered all of those questions and really eased my mind about whether this was right for me.
Hmm. Girl, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so grateful for you taking the time and being brave to get on with me like this. Like that,
Absolutely.
you're taking a step into showing up and
Yes.
like being a leader, that you're willing to do this with me. I'm so, so grateful because I know you're busy. I
Thank you.
I honor you. I appreciate your time. Time is a finite resource. And so, again, I'm so grateful for you to get on here and share your experience for me, and your experience in the training, the experience with the other women, and what it's been like for you. I'm so, so grateful for you to take the time to get on here with us.
And thank you for having me. Thank you for thinking of me and letting me be part of this. I'm excited and I'm happy I was able to be part of it today. So thank you.
Thank you. Well, girl, I'm going to let you drop off.
Okay.
And I will talk to you soon. We will
All
be on
right.
here still. You're welcome to join us, but I know you're busy. So,
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
okay, girl. We'll see
Bye.
you. Bye. Okay, ladies. So that was Anita Scott, and she is one of our Wise Mind Soul Warrior students. And she is also a Red Hat business corporate woman. She works full time in corporate. So she is one of the many types of women that we have in the group now. And we also have yoga teachers and wellness coaches and women in between. So I want you to take a moment if you feel like you would like to connect with me and you would like to do a consultation to talk more. I'm going to talk more about the Heal, Detox, Transform method, and the roadmap that I'm going to take you all through. But I did want to let you know that we did put the link in the comments, which is why calendly.com/WiseMind Yoga. And this is where we're offering a 30-minute consultation. And so anyone who is on the live today, we will be offering a consultation to those women that are on live with us today that I'll be leading. And then we have other mentors on the team that will also be following up with folks in the group around supporting them with a consultation. So again, there is no pressure. This is simply a conversation of kind of where you are, where you want to go on your healing journey, how we can support you, the things that you might be struggling with. We've had a lot of people in the group share about struggling with depression, anxiety, stress, overwhelm, burnout, and so we want to be able to support you. And that's what myself and the mentors are here to do, is to talk about what are some of the different programs that we have in addition to Wise Mind Soul Warrior that may also support you at this point in your journey, and that each of us are in a unique space and step in our journey, if that makes sense. Okay, so If you feel like you are ready for this, if you're ready for the roadmap, heal, detox, transform, I want you to put um, hashtag heal, hashtag ready, or hashtag heal, hashtag ready, hashtag transform, in the comments. And I want you to kind of think about, where you are in your healing journey, right? That do you want to be able to have calm in the chaos in your own personal journey? Do you want to have a legacy of peace, right? A legacy of peace versus panic. And if you were to rate where you were on a scale of 1 to 10, knowing that healing is a lifelong work, that it's not linear, it's lifelong, where do you think you are? So again, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you feel you are on your healing journey? I would say I'm probably about an 8 out of 10. Again, knowing that it's lifelong and that the healing process never stops. When you do make a comment, if you could please put your name in front of it. I see some folks are putting numbers in. If you could just let us know, like put your name before the number. So, because right now we can't see who's making the comment so that we know, that would be super helpful. So again, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you on your lifelong journey? We have someone that shared a 4, a 7. Cami, if you can continue to remind people through the rest of the broadcast that they need to put their name before they make a comment so we can see. I see Ilya or Ilana said a 4, and then we had somebody else with a 7. And we've got some other folks. If you could go ahead and put your name and then what that number is for you. Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10 in your healing journey? And then the other question is, as far as ready for change, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10 with that? There's a lot of folks in the group that said they were a 10 and that they were ready for change. So I want you to think about what Anita and I talked about, that we are in the middle of our healing journey and we're doing the healing work, not only for ourselves and for our families, but for future generations. And so I've been talking about the healing work for years, but during the past couple of years with the pandemic, it has become even more important. And that we are in a time such as this, and that we were born for this. There's a reason why we are alive right now in 2022, right? If you are alive right now, you were born for this, okay? You were born to do this work. You were born potentially to help teach and guide and mentor other people through this work and through this transformation. But as a teacher, you can only take someone as far as you've gone yourself in your own journey. So if you are a yoga teacher and you're wanting to take people through this yoga psychology type transformation, then once you yourself go through it, then you can help other students do the same. Okay? So, what in your family of origin wounds are you ready to heal? Have you started to identify what needs to heal? And again, if you're ready for change, you can put hashtag change or hashtag ready in the comments. Please put your name before. That would be amazing. And then, are you ready to go deeper into your healing journey? And again, you can put hashtag heal, hashtag ready, detox, hashtag transform, and go ahead and put your name as well. So this transformation is for everyone. Again, whether you are a yoga teacher or you're not ready right now, you don't know if you're going to teach traditional yoga, you could be a corporate woman, you could be an entrepreneur, you could be a mom, you could be a wellness coach, that you might be wanting to integrate yoga psychology, or you're a yoga teacher now and you're wanting to deepen your tool set. If you are a corporate person, maybe you're looking to start a transition, or you're going through a transition in your life right now. Maybe you're wanting to add yoga to your life. Maybe you're looking to add this as potentially something you might do on the side while you continue your corporate job, or it could just be your own personal transformation. So we have a combination of both those types of women that are in the program right now, women such as Anita and others in the group. So I want you to think about, again, letting go. And if you're ready to let go, I would like you to put hashtag let go of things like the inner mean girl, the thoughts that you are enough, a people pleaser, a perfectionist, the taskmaster that says you don't do enough, busy syndrome, the stress habit, emotional reactivity, the imposter syndrome, the inner voice, the thoughts that say, who do you think you are? And if you are a yoga teacher or you want to step into soul-centered leadership or yoga psychology coaching, then again, I want you to try to put hashtag teach, hashtag coach, hashtag serve, hashtag leader, hashtag ready, whichever those are for you. And then you want to put, again, your name before you make the comment with the hashtag. So I want to remind you too that, remember, ready is a lie, and that we are never 100% ready, that we have to take aligned action despite the fear. And we take action in faith and courage, and that we're going to have that resistance, and the ego and the brain is going to try to keep us safe, like we talked about with Anita. It's going to try to keep us in our comfort zone, and that there is no growth without discomfort, right? So we want to learn to listen to our heart, not just our thinking mind. And we want to be able to connect to our heart, connect to our soul, our Atman, what our Atman is telling us, and also be able to connect to a higher power, right? So we want to be able to connect to our heart versus our thinking mind. And we want to have that intuition, call it a spiritual GPS. You can call it your gut, the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call that. And so we invite you to the WiseMind Heal, Detox, Transform method. So there's 4 pillars that we're going to go over. And if you have your workbook still, it is on the last page here on the roadmap. And if you have a pen and paper ready, I'm going to take you through what that looks like. So pillar number 1 is heal. So this is, again, we're learning self-mastery, and we talked about this a little bit on Monday, and this is the self-discovery process. This is where we're really learning to know our authentic self, and we're learning to love ourselves unconditionally. We become your own best therapist, your own best coach, and your own best self-healer. You learn to recognize thought, emotion, behavior patterns and awareness. That's that circle that goes around and around. You learn to build a samurai mind. You learn to let go of toxic thoughts. And you learn about the 3 pillars of yoga, which is meditation, breath work, and the asana practice. You learn about mindful self-compassion, cognitive behavioral change, and a combination of almost like yoga psychology coaching and talk therapy combined. So again, if you have not had a chance, you can go into calendly.com, WiseMind Yoga. And I did want to mention, this is important, is that I have scheduled time actually this evening, and I have scheduled time over the weekend as well on Saturday and Sunday. So for those of you that want to talk to me this evening or want to talk to me tomorrow or Sunday, I have scheduled time over the weekend. So just so you know, go in and look at the spots that I've carved out in my calendar. Okay. because the other thing I did want to mention, and then I'm going to finish the roadmap, is we are offering what we're calling a fast action bonus. It's a limited time where we're actually offering $1,200 off the training for the first 5 people that join. And we're also offering a free onboarding group coaching session with me. And so I'm going to put the link in the comments here, wisemindsoulwarrior.com. That is the actual page where you can look more at the training. And you also can schedule a consult through that page as well, in addition to the Calendly link. So again, if you are really wanting, whether you're a yoga teacher or whether you're a corporate woman, whether you're a mom or a student that's really wanting to go deeper into this practice, if you're really looking to get your 300 certification, for those of you here that are yoga teachers, then please do. I invite you to go look at the page and set up a consult with me. Again, there's no pressure. We're just going to talk about, again, where you are now, where you want to go, the things that you're struggling with. We're going to talk about, for those of you that are yoga teachers or wellness professionals, where you might want to go in your business, where you are with growing your business. And that's an important part of what we teach, is also helping you grow your business. But a big piece of that many people are missing is the inner shadow work, the inner work that needs to be done before we get into strategy. Okay, so you have to do the work. And I'm here to say that I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on a business coach, and I did not get the results because I had not done the inner work, the inner shadow work that needed to be done, and letting go of the patterns that weren't serving me, so that I could fully step into being a leader and owning my own business, right? It took years and years of that work. And so I'm basically handing that over to any of you out there that are yoga teachers or wellness coaches. I'm going to save you years and time of not having to spend that time and money, because I'm going to hand it to you. So we are also offering something called Inner Circle, which actually has even more coaching for yoga teachers and wellness coaches. And we will have a creative director that's on our team and myself, both supporting you one-on-one. So that's another option in addition to the training, and you'll see that on the page. So step 2 is detoxing. So detoxing is letting go of the past. That is the second pillar of how to implement the Heal, Detox, Transform method. So this is where we're looking at the family of origin and the ancestral patterns. What needs to heal, what needs to transform, what are the samskara patterns, like a perfectionist, or any trauma that you may have not healed, that you need to identify the root cause of why you're having the patterns that you do, and what the root cause of your depression or anxiety is, and really digging into that. So looking at messages and emotional needs that you were not met as a child, and how it triggers you now as an adult with these unhealed wounds that's happening under the surface in the unconscious mind. So we want to be able to use alternative medicine, alternative holistic mental wellness approaches of really getting to the root cause of what's causing you these triggers, what's causing your trauma to come up for you again, and what's causing your emotion, your depression or anxiety. We go through an emotional release and rinsing process where we teach you how to release these things out of your body. It's a somatic yoga psychology approach. And we're creating a space for healing and transformation. So letting go of any emotions or past trauma or stress that's not healing you or serving you, and allowing you to heal some of the past stress damage that you've had, okay? It's teaching self-love, again, understanding how to love yourself, how to have mindful self-compassion and accept all of you being perfectly imperfect, and to really walk you through exercises for you to understand what you need to love yourself and understanding what may be holding you back or what you might be holding on to. And we're doing something called a judgment detox, where we let go of the judgments of ourselves and we let go of the inner critic and perfectionism. We let go of the mind detox, releasing anxiety and depression and thought patterns not serving us, like catastrophizing. We do a body detox, releasing daily and past stress, toxins like cortisol, and boosting your immune system, resetting your nervous system into relaxation response and getting yourself out of the stress response and out of fight or flight. We're detoxing the soul and the heart so that you can open the heart chakra, you can connect the soul and the Atman, and you can really learn to heal and love and have compassion, unconditional love and compassion for others and yourself. So we'll take you through exercises again to reset the thought patterns, to change your stress story, to really learn long-term coping skills, and exercises of letting go of limiting beliefs. It could be your stress story, it could be your money story, it could be who do you think you are, the imposter syndrome. We're going to identify those limiting beliefs, and that's part of the inner work that we'll do for you to let those things go. Okay? So step 3 in the Heal, Detox, Transform method is to be here now. So to be here now and to release. So part of this is mindfulness, meditation, stress resilience is all part of the process. And so again, I'm putting that in the comments. That is step 3. And I'm also going to put the Calendly link one more time for those of you that are still here. It's calendly.com/WiseMind Yoga. And again, I have time scheduled this evening, Saturday and Sunday, and all through next week for me to really work with these custom consultations of figuring out with you a discovery, right? It's really a discovery process of, again, where you are right now, where you want to be in your healing journey, what are the things that you're struggling with, that these holistic mental health methods could potentially help you with. What have you tried so far? Have you done talk therapy? Have you not? Where are you on your healing journey? Where do you want to go? So that's really what the consultation is about. And if you have questions around payment plans or different things around the structure of the training, I can talk to you about that as well. It is meant to last for 6 months, but you can choose to stretch it out over a year if you need to. And so those are the types of the questions, the things that I'll answer with you on a consultation. Because the different payment plans and the things that we also offer, I can't put everything on the page. So we'll walk you through those different options as well. And we have done all different types for different students to make sure that financially this works for them. So again, step 3 is be here now. CEO mindset, executive brain. We talked about this on Wednesday. Self-mastery and thought awareness. You're becoming that samurai mind. You're building the mind, body, breath awareness, the mindful and conscious relationships in our daily practice, emotional intelligence, emotional regulation, and coping skills, letting go of emotional reactivity, and connecting to your gut instinct. Again, your internal GPS, your intuition, mindful self-compassion, that you are doing the best job you can in the present moment. So those of you that are still here, I want you to say #heal, #transform, #transform, and you can say #ready for change. Just let us know. And you can put your name before. So again, we know that you're here before the comment. So the last step is transformation, right? So number 4 in the pillars is transformation. So we're transforming, transformation. You can spell today. We're moving into the future. Okay, so this is where we are setting intentions. This is where we are setting a sankalpa, right? This is our vow to ourselves that we're going to change the things that aren't serving us anymore. And this is our vow to ourselves to get really, really clear on what's the aligned action we're going to take to have the support that you need to make that transformation and to go deeper into your healing process or to start a healing process, depending on where you are in your journey. And then also, if you are starting a business or if you are wanting to grow a business, you have to set a clarity and a sankalpa around your why for that business or that why for the mission, right? So when you're trying to launch a business, you have to know your why because things can get really, really hard when you're trying to build or grow a business. So what is your why? And why are you feeling called to do this, right? What is your purpose? What is your unique signature story? What is your truth, right? What are you passionate about sharing with other people? What's that part of your story that you want to share? And so part of my transformation story and my signature story has been the burnout that I went through in 2013, and that I had depression and anxiety and insomnia, and I really was having trouble even functioning. And so I had to take some time off and go to counseling and start learning these other healing modalities. And that's what brought me to yoga. And so that's part of my story and why I share these holistic mental health methods, and everything I'm teaching to you today is based on my signature story and my truth, that this was a huge healing part of my healing journey was yoga and breath work and meditation and prayer and yoga psychology and somatic mind body yoga therapy, these and talk therapy and group therapy and all the things. And so that's why I have taken all these different healing modalities and mindfulness and put it into this program. I basically am giving you things I've done over 10 years, and I've combined it into this program. It's important for me to mention that you also are getting done for you handouts. So anyone who does want to teach a workshop or they want to start coaching other students or start coaching other clients, I'm giving you done for you handouts. And that is well beyond what you get in a normal teacher training. Although you do also get a 900-page manual resource, which you do not have to read the whole thing, I promise. It is meant to be as a resource, and we will walk you through and teach you in a group coaching setting in a master class what is important from the manual and what you need to know. We will teach you those things, and then you'll have that as a resource. So every week, you're going to have group coaching and teaching with me once a week in a private Facebook group. So the last step again is getting that clarity, alignment. You're tuning to your purpose. You're becoming clear on your values and your priorities. You're becoming clear on your definition of success. And again, we're giving you exercises and homework and coaching, like what Anita talked about, and specific journaling exercises that are going to release the things that aren't serving you and take you deeper into your work. So I want you to just let me know if you have any questions. If you guys want to post a question in the comments, please feel free to do that. Put your name before so I can see who's actually asking the question. And I did want to mention again that we do have a fast action bonus that goes through the weekend. It goes until Sunday night, midnight Pacific Standard Time. And for the first 5 students that join, you will get $1,200 off, and you will also get a free onboarding group coaching with me. And then also you have $5,000 worth of bonuses, and you can see all that on the page. So if you go to WiseMindSoulWarrior.com, you can see all that on the page, and all the bonuses and everything, and all the details, right, of all the different pieces and parts that you get is there. I also mentioned the retreat that you're going to get an option. This is not required for the training hours. I want to mention that, but you have an option as part of the experience of the training to either be going to Lake Junaska, which is a Christian retreat center that's in Asheville, or you will have the choice in the spring, or you will have the choice to go to the Prom Institute in the fall. And that will take you through a whole heal, detox, cleanse weekend. And there's other pieces that we will do in that weekend. If you're interested in going to both, then we definitely can talk to you about that. And I'll do a consultation around what that option is for you. And we're also planning a pop-up meeting that will be in Raleigh as well. Again, it's not required, it's optional. So for anyone who doesn't feel comfortable with COVID, you don't feel comfortable getting together, most of the spaces that we're trying to plan are open to the outdoors. Some of them will be indoors, and some of them, as much as we can, we will be practicing yoga outside where we can. So I'm going to put the link in the comments one more time for Calendly, which is, again, calendly.com/WiseMind Yoga. And you can go to the page, which is wisemindsoulwarrior.com, and you will find buttons throughout the page to set up a consult call. So one last time, I have some time scheduled this evening, tomorrow, on Saturday, and on Sunday. I did also want to mention that I'm going to be doing a pop-up yoga class tomorrow at 10. And so I will be sending out more information on that. But again, that will be tomorrow at 10 a.m. And I think that's everything, you all. So if you are really, if some of you that I know are still here right now, and if you have been really following us along every day, and if you're feeling called to be part of this, if you're feeling called, like everything that we've been talking about this week has been resonating with you, then I invite you to please do sign up for a consultation, because in order to be part of the program, that's part of the process, is that you do have to do a consultation. And so that's part of how you join the program. And that's also part of how we walk you through different investment options for you, is the consultation. And as I mentioned, anyone who's on the live today, you will have the ability to be with me one-on-one. And in addition to that, we will have other mentors that is part of the WiseMind mentor team, and they will be following up with you as well. Now, everyone who's here live right now, you and I will be able to connect live one-on-one. We just have to set up a consultation and get it on my calendar. Some of the other folks that weren't able to make it live, our mentor team will be following up with them, because we want to be able to support everybody that's in this Facebook group. We have hundreds of people that have joined, and we have a lot of people that are struggling with depression, anxiety, stress, insomnia, overwhelm, burnout. Many of you, multiple of those things happening at the same time. And so we are here to, again, teach you these holistic mental health skills so that you can stay in a place of mental wellness right now and physical wellness, and holistically have all these tools, and that you can be in a place of calm in the chaos, creating a legacy of peace. And I promise you, this is available to you. Okay, these tools work. And I'm just so excited to continue this journey with you. I can't wait to connect with you tomorrow at 10. For those of you that can make it, we will see you tomorrow at 10. And again, we will send more information probably this evening of how you join that class. And can't wait to continue to connect with you here. So for those of you that won't be able to join us live, you'll be able to watch the replay of my interview with Anita and what we're going over with the program. And some of the action items, right? The homework here from the workbook is decide you are ready to choose to do the inner work of healing and transformation, and choose your state of mindful awareness and calm, align to the body, the inner GPS, and live your best life. There's some other homework kind of questions here that you can go over. And again, I could go into more detail with what the different modules entail and all of that right here, but I would rather you go to the page and review that. I will go over it super quickly because I know we've gone over time. Module 1 is the foundations of yoga psychology, right? So this is learning about the koshas. This is learning about breath work, meditation, the asana practice, learning about the layers of the koshas, the physical layer, the Annamaya kosha, the mental layer, the Manomaya kosha, the pranic layer, the Pranamaya kosha, the Vishnu Maya kosha, this is the wisdom mind, and finally the Anandamaya kosha, the bliss body, and connecting to the Atman, the soul, and really connecting to your authentic self and the self-discovery process of who you are, right? Who you were as a child, and really reconnecting to your core. The second module is about emotion as energy and motion. We talked about this on Thursday, and releasing the emotion that's not serving you, and also learning to have emotional resilience. We're also going to go through the chakras and the psychology of the chakras. And then in module 3, this is all about meditation, mindfulness, the neuroscience of change, mindset work, being able to actually change cognitive behavioral therapy. How do you actually change a behavior? We teach you how to do that. And then in module 4, this is about conscious relationships. This is about learning conscious communication and bhakti yoga, which is connecting to a higher power. The 5th module is about the business of yoga, the business of wellness, being able to do your inner shadow work so that you can show up as the highest version of yourself. And then the last module is the wellness module. So you can read more about that on the page. And each module, you will have also 10 practices in each module that you'll be able to connect to. That's a sadhana practice of breath work, mantras, and meditation. And then finally, a beginner's to intermediate level of an asana practice. So I'm sending you so much love, light, and blessing. For those of you that are still here, definitely reach out to us. Feel free to message us. Feel free to email us. You can message us in the group if you would like, if you have a question. And you can go to the page and set up a consult call, or you can go directly to Calendly and set up a call there. So we will post about this in the group as well. And I'm just super excited to be here to guide you through this journey and through this process. And can't wait to see you on the inside, and look forward to connecting with you tomorrow at 10. And we have gone over, so I'm going to let you all go. And again, I'm sending you so much love, light, and blessing. Hope you can feel the love through the screen. And namaste. See you guys. See you tomorrow at 10.